I am Dana J. Smithers. I'm one of the Emotion Code Divas. Helena Jenikin is my other partner in crime. Um, Today is a really great topic, resistance to exercise, and I'm actually going to be working on Helena today because we've had a little conversation about that. And I think the biggest deal about resistance to exercise, particularly during the holiday times, is time. We don't have enough time. There's more important things I have to do, or we get to that point where I'm just way too tired to exercise. So we're going to talk about that and give you some of the reasons why you need to exercise and actually what goes on in the body mind when we do exercise. So today's episode is number 49, and we welcome you to share it. If you want to make comments, we're happy to hear those as well. Not only am I an emotion code practitioner, but I am also a certified Reiki practitioner. I particularly love working with animals. So if you have an animal during this holiday time, excuse me, that is not doing too well, maybe had some surgery, or maybe just way too excited. I see a lot of cat videos with the cats up the tree and then kerplunk, the cats go down. So I'm also a certified law of attraction trainer, life coach. I love teaching people about how to deliberately use the law of attraction. So we are talking about the emotion code today. We will be giving you, we'll educate, inspire, and heal and release some trapped emotions from Helena today, as I mentioned. But you can also do this yourself. You can check out Dr. Bradley Nelson's book. He's got a lot of case studies in it. He's got the techniques and tips and all the things that Helena and I do each show. So Helena, without further ado, please introduce yourself.
Hello, Dana. I am Helena Jenikin. I am a certified emotion code practitioner as well as a certified clinical hypnotherapist. I specialize in helping men and women release excess weight, also overcome fears and phobias, especially around the dental issues that people may have, the fear of going to the dentist or those instruments, whatever it might be. And around town, I am known, Dana, as the Stop Smoking Lady. And a little bit later today, I'm going to post a picture of my car with, it's been logoed with the Stop Smoking Lady. And I want to thank you and Michael Lozier and John Inverarity to help me just overcome my blocks of being seen out in the community with my car being lettered. So the emotion code really helped me get to that point so I can become visible, more and more visible.
Yeah, that's a big thing, and I'm just checking that we're live, and we are. Um, Being visible as an entrepreneur, if people don't know about you, how can they possibly buy your services? So that's one of the things that I do work on a lot with when I'm coaching women in business, is that we've got to be visible, right? So we're going to do a lot of that in the new year, working with our entrepreneurs, and we will be talking about exercising. I'm just posting that right now. We will be talking, well, exercise is important, right? It's what gets us going and gets the energy going. But yeah, we'll be talking about goal setting and how to do that and all of those good things. So, Helena, why don't we just jump right in, because we've got a lot of good material to share today. And we're going to go through right now the 7 of the most important keys that every emotion code practitioner uses when they're conducting a session. And we do this because we know we have first-time viewers. We also have a YouTube channel where people watch this as well. So the first thing that I had to do with you, Helena, was ask for permission.
Permission. That's right. You, Dana, have my permission to work with me, and so I can overcome my resistance to exercising.
All right.
On the rebounder that's sitting in my office.
Gathering dust that you showed me. Exactly, right? Well, that's not exclusive to you, right? We know that for sure. So right now, I'm actually going to become Helena's proxy. I'm in one city, Helena's in another city, but I can become her proxy just by having her permission and knowing that this is fine with her. So what happens when I become your proxy?
Well, Dana, when you become my proxy, you're going to become me energetically, and then you're going to be able to ask my subconscious mind answer or questions directly. And those questions are yes or no questions.
Exactly. So one of the first questions that we ask as well is, in terms of a person's, in this case, resistance to exercise, I asked Helena what it was. Often we might get a, 6 or 7, and we'll check in. Helena, right off the bat, 10. Okay, good. Now I will check in to make sure that in fact is the severity well, we have a conscious mind that tells us one thing, right? I highly suspect that in this case, her subconscious is also going to be telling me that it's a 10 as well for that. And so what I'm going to do is actually do what's called muscle testing. And this is the whole premise of anybody doing any type of energetic tapping into someone's subconscious or trying to do some energetic healing, is that we can muscle test. And it's such an interesting phenomena that with muscle testing, our subconscious always tells us the truth. And you may have seen that demonstrated a few times where people hold out their arm and somebody will muscle test to see whether or not they're getting a true answer, because it's no longer the subconscious that we're working through. When we muscle test, it's the subconscious. So if someone was to take my arm right now and press on it, and if I said my name is Helena, then my arm would go down right away because my subconscious knows that's not the truth. But if I said my name is Dana, my arm is likely to stay there. However, I'm not going to do that for half an hour while I'm doing someone's emotion code session. So my muscle testing looks like this. And Dr. Brad talks a lot about it in the book. He gives a lot of examples. So I muscle test index and thumb together, and then I take in my opposite hand, index and middle finger. My subconscious and I have an agreement that this is a yes. When I'm going to ask the questions, we only ask yes or no questions. We may get other information or prompted to ask something else, but it's still going to involve a yes or no answer. So yes for me, no for that. And Helena, yours is a little bit different.
Mine's a little different. So I have an agreement with my subconscious mind that when I link these two fingers into that way, and I think of the word yes, they lock together. And when I think of the word no, they just pull apart. So that would be a yes, and that is a no.
Exactly. And so what are we testing on? Well, Dr. Brad took about, I'm sure he started with hundreds of emotions, got it down to a couple hundred, and then what he's done is created a emotion code chart of 60 emotions. So how does this work then, Helena? We've got
this emotion code chart, and then when we're working, we're testing, muscle testing, to see if there's a negative trapped emotion that we can release. And we'll be asking questions like, is it in column A or column B? Is it in an odd row or an even row? And then when we get that answer, we'll come down to like a cell of 5 different emotions, and then we can ask them individually. And that way we can actually go through the chart quite rapidly and release those trapped emotions.
And when we release the trapped emotion, what we're actually doing is we are using a magnet.
Mm-hmm.
So a magnet is the perfect tool to demagnetize that energy that's coming up. So whatever that emotion is. So Helene and I use a little bit different magnets. But what we're going to do, since we are working with the energy centers of the body, we work with the governing meridian. This is the big one. There's 12 meridians. We've also got 7 main chakras that Helene and I work with. I work with them a little bit more because I use it a lot in Reiki as well. But what we're doing is when we're releasing it, the technique is this. So from the tip of our lip, we're going over, back down our head. We do it fairly quickly, 3 times. That demagnetizes it. If the person was in the room, we would go from the tip of the lip all the way down to the end of their spine. But since they're not, this is a technique and the way that Dr. Brad has suggested doing it. If it's an inherited emotion, then we're going to do that 10 times. And again, we find that out by asking yes or no questions. And one of the most important things, Helena?
Hydration. Hydration is very important because water in the body allows the answers as a practitioner to come forth more easily and more effectively, more clearly. We know that electricity moves through water very, very rapidly. And since what we're doing is energy, electricity, we want a nice hydrated body. Dana, I find that my clients, I like to have them have a glass of water while we're doing this session, and that they drink a lot of water during the session themselves and especially afterwards.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons that if you are muscle testing and you're getting a, let's just say I said, is it column A and I get a no, and I go, is it column B and I get another no? It's like, okay, time out. I need to drink more. Or Dr. Brad says that your spine can be out of alignment, so you may need an adjustment with that. Those are the primary two reasons that he said. But sometimes you just need to take a break and just relax and just get settled. So, Helena, I'm going to just have a drink of water. I'm going to go ahead and get started on you.
Okay.
And I know that you're going to give some tips and some reasons why we want to exercise and kind of what goes on when we do exercise. So you can kind of be talking to yourself.
Talking to myself, that's right.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
All right, I'm going to go ahead. I've got enough information. So the main thing I'm working on with Helena today is the fact that she's got this big rebounder in her room. She knows it works. She says she tones up really quickly. When she does it, she feels good. Endorphins get flying around in her body, but well, she doesn't have the time, or there's something more important. Shouldn't I be doing this or whatever? But when it comes to our body, exercise is absolutely key to optimal health. I mean, all of the weight release programs that Helena and I offer, we're always bringing exercise in as a component. And, it doesn't matter. I mean, it does matter really how much exercise you do, but the important thing is to just start, right? So just even walking, parking your car from the mall if you're going shopping, park it away, so that you can walk a little bit more. Even walking around the mall is very acceptable as exercise. All right, Anina, you go ahead. I'm just going to go ahead and get started on you then.
Excellent. So that's actually a great tip. It's just walking, adding in steps here and there. A lot of my clients, when they come into my office, they're also looking to release weight and also adding in exercise. Now, a lot of people have office jobs where you sit a lot. And in my office, I sit a lot with my clients and we do our therapy sessions. And so just me moving around a little bit. And I work at a shopping center here, and I do like to walk around the shopping center. It's winter time up here in Vancouver Island, and it rains a lot. It's gray. So I've got lots of different excuses. But just yesterday, I went for that 15-minute walk, and I just kind of walked around and felt so much better. So just adding in some movement to your day. You know that even I switch my attitude now at home about house cleaning and chores, that when I'm doing that and I up and down the stairs and cleaning the bathroom or vacuuming, I'm doing things a little more exaggerated just to get in some extra movement, some extra stretching, and I'll consider that exercise. So exercise can be found all over the place, but mostly, 5 reasons to exercise from a law of attraction perspective. Thanks to Dana here. Number one is to boost your happiness levels. How many of us know this to be true? When we exercise on a regular basis or coming from a beautiful walk outside or the gym or a dance class or a swim, whatever it might be, we just feel better. And whether we're fully conscious of it or not, but we're always looking at how to be happy. And exercise is one of the most obvious steps to take. And it's not a coincidence that you feel better after a good workout. It's science. At Penn State University, they had a study and they found out that people who exercised, whether it was mild, moderate, or vigorous, had more pleasant feelings than those who didn't. So, boosting our happiness levels. Now, the second reason to exercise is to set clear intentions. When we set clear intentions, we gain confidence. Now, whether it's you're deciding to run your very first 10K or take some aerobic classes, spinning classes, or run, or even walk a certain distance, it's amazing when we have achieved our fitness goals, how our self-confidence gets boosted. I remember a while ago, a few years ago, I used to go to the gym a lot and really regularly, and I absolutely loved it. And I was able to do, like 20 push-ups, no problem. 50 sit-ups, no problem. And now, if I think about it, to do a couple of push-ups, I'd be really struggling. A few even sit-ups, I'd be struggling. So as we're working, as Dana's working on me, I'm starting to set those intentions again. I'd like to do 20 push-ups in a row. I did it once before and I know it's possible. And I know when I get there, when I get to that mark, my confidence in myself will feel really wonderful. It'll be evidence. So the third tip, and the reason to be exercising is you reduce your risk of heart disease. Now, we know that heart disease is a killer. And there is, I'm just going to read a little piece here. A variety of studies have found that no statistical detectable differences existed between those who exercised and those who were given medications to prevent the coronary heart disease and prediabetes. Question to you is, would you like to remain medication free? Then exercise. So as I'm reading this, I'm giving myself all the reasons why I want to jump on my rebounder. I have this beautiful rebounder. It's a Cadillac of rebounders. I saved money for it. I set the intention and it came my way. And it's so gentle on the body. It's like a little trampoline. And I tone up really great. And it's wonderful because I can watch videos, educational videos, entertaining videos, while I just bounce for 20 minutes. So I'd like to stay medication free. That's a great reason. The other one is to sleep better. And I think you know that you sleep better when you've had some good exercise, that you've moved the body, you've engaged the muscles. And I think it's a couple of reasons. A is because we've created some physical exertion, but also because when we exercise, we release endorphins. And those endorphins interact with the receptors in the brain, and they reduce your perception of pain and discomfort. But endorphins also trigger a positive, happy feelings in the body. And so I love to sleep better. I love a good night's sleep. And so I do know that when I've gotten some exercise, some fresh air, some vigorous activities, that I do sleep better. So the fifth reason to exercise is to give an energy boost. You know, when you're feeling exhausted, and the last thing you might want to do is squeeze in a little workout or a little exercise or a little 20-minute rebound session. But according to experts, it's exactly what you should do. They found that low intensity exercise is the equivalent to a leisurely stroll, and like a leisurely stroll, experience a drop in fatigue and about a 20% energy boost. I like that idea.
Me
I
too.
do like, Dana, I do love going for walks,
Oh,
especially,
I love my dog beach walk.
yeah.
Being in the trees, and even though, the really heavy duty people that love the exercise, like that's their life is exercising, that's not me. Okay. I treat my body well, body, mind, spirit, the whole thing. But when I go for a dog beach walk, one, I've got the ocean, which I love. It's calming. I'm breathing in, what the trees are giving off, and it's a nice, symbiotic relationship there. It's quiet, and of course I love the dogs, so then I just get, I get crazy, kind of kid crazy, like I just love them, right? They're just jumping all around, makes me happy. The endorphins get going. So it's not super physical exercise, and I know that. I do other things that are a bit more aerobic in nature, but it doesn't matter what kind of exercise you do. So I like that, right? All the things that you're saying are so very valid. However, I think we've gotten some resistance to the rebounder. I think
Yeah.
we do.
And it's really interesting. I know the rebounder is in my hypnotherapy office, and I do see clients with weight release, and they'll comment like, "Oh wow, I love rebounding, but I don't have a rebounder," and so it's such a fun activity,
Yeah.
and I would like to use it more.
Yeah.
Really would.
Well, I think we're going to get there for
Yeah,
you. Yeah.
good.
So I just want to say some shout outs to a few people. Natasha Paula Samuel from Rumford, Essex, always watching us. We always like to get a weather report from there too. Uh, Looking forward to the show. Started the day with heavy rain, then got sunny, cloudy, and now it's dark. So thanks for that. Leslie Marshall says, hi, Divas. Hi, Leslie. All right. Love that. And Sally Weatherly, a very dear person to me. Sally Weatherly is a new viewer, but she is a major, I call her a competitive athlete, although she will not. Every post I look at, she's either doing like 100-mile bike ride in Europe or something. Recent post, she's an avid skier, and she just goes full out. And I met Sally actually when I was in the home staging business, and she was one of my students. And so it's just kind of interesting to watch that how much involvement she has with cycling. Like I've kind of watched her over the years with her Facebook posts. Like I get tired reading it. Sorry, Sally. I know I'm very excited that you do that. She loves it. She's up skiing at Whistler, so that's all good. And Gina Twellman is watching as well. So thanks so much. And please share. We love it when people do that. So any other tips on the exercise before I tell you what I removed?
Nope, that was it.
Good. All right. Excellent. All right. So it was indeed a 10 with Helena. And I'm just going to do this right now. So the goal is to get it down from a 10 to a lower number, so it's not so energetically, taking over our body mind kind of thing. So we go from a 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. So I expect to hear some comments about you rebounding. So it was interesting, the emotions that I released, and of course I'm just working from this emotion code chart. So first one was depression, then guilt, worry.
Lots of guilt. Lots
Yeah.
of guilt.
And then guilt again. And this time, though, it was inherited from your mother. So when an emotion comes up that's trapped and we get that is it yours? Is it yours? No. Then we ask the question, is it inherited from your mother, from your father? No. So I go back to the mother. And then I go mother's mother. Do I need to go down the line? No. So it's just mother. So we just get a quick yes or no on that. So when I release it from your mother, I also release it from you. Next one that I released was vulnerability, then effort unreceived, then pride. And the next one we always giggle at, it's wishy-washy. Well, I know I should exercise, so maybe I'll do it tomorrow. I know it's good for me, blah, 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 right? A little wishy-washy. And then the next one that came up, a little bit stronger energy to it, and it was shame. And I kind of got prompted to ask a little bit more about it. And the shame was a little bit of what you said consciously, Helena, that, well, shame on me, I should be doing something more important. So it was this mind frick, which I call mind frick, negative self-talk, about why you shouldn't be allowing yourself to exercise because there were other more important things to do in your life, when in fact exercise is one of the most important things that you can do for your body, right? So there was a lot of negative self-talk. And then the last emotion that I released was insecurity. So a lot of those things also will show up in the body. So Helena was saying that she had a little bit of lower back pain. And if we can look at chakras from that point of view as well. So some of our back is what supports us, right? And it holds us up. It keeps us moving forward. It's important for movement as well. So whenever you have some lower back pain, that's in the sacral chakral area, you can just really feel that and it. And so pay attention to it.
About that, I actually for the past couple weeks have started to feel some aches and pains in my body, and every time I felt the ache and pain, I thought, oh, I need to go for a walk. I really need to
Ah,
stretch my body, and I wasn't, because I was doing this, rushing here, driving there,
yeah.
and I'd be driving even the car and going, oh, can I just stop somewhere and go for a quick little walk? Nope, nope, I got to rush here, rush there.
Yeah.
And so my body was telling me for weeks.
It always is, right?
Yeah.
It's just that, we have this body mind conversation, right? And sometimes it's like, no, 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 I'm just way too busy, right? But it's interesting because I knew this show was coming up, so I've done yoga every day. I just do it in my condo. I have lots of different videos that I watch. So I decided to up my game this week. I put on some ones that require a little bit, uh, more muscle tone and movement and all of that. And, I just do my best. I think, a few of the viewers know that I've hit another decade. So I'm in my 70s now. And, I want to feel good. I want my body, my mind to be alert. And of course, all my spiritual journey and all of that. I pay attention over body, mind, spirit. The body doesn't operate separately from the mind. So whatever you're telling yourself about exercise, and you're getting some little pains and aches. And I find yoga so good for stretching, especially the back and, child's posture, whatever feels good to you, or just, walking. It doesn't have to be invigorating walk. You decide. Your body's really going to tell you.
Mm-hmm.
And I know for me right now, being the holiday season, I'm feeling a little bit more sluggish. I think because of the weather too. So, and it's rainy, and, I'm not getting out as much as like. I really have to say, yes, you are. I am going out, and of course I get out, I feel better. But it's that initial conversation that you have with yourself, like, yeah, let's get out there and get some exercise.
I'll post a picture of me jumping on my rebounder today.
Excellent. All right. We would love that. All right. So thanks everybody for your comments. Please do share. Next week is going to be a very interesting show. It's end of the year blues. So we are looking for a viewer. So if you or someone that, is kind of in that blue phase right now, we'd love to release those emotions on a show. So we're always asking for a viewer. And I actually pulled one of my Archangel cards for today's show, but I realized, oh, this is for next week. So it said, the card I pulled says Life Review, Archangel Jeremiah. Take inventory of your life and resolve to change or heal anything that is unbalanced. So there's the card. So if this is you, you know that you've got some imbalances, whether it's, body, mind, or spirit. Your body tells you, your chakras let you know if things are not right. Emotionally, you might find yourself maybe with a lot of negative emotions right now, like depression, or just what we call the blues, right? So if that's you, let us know. So Helena, how can people reach you?
Mm-hmm. So people can reach me. I have a Facebook page, which is Flourish Hypnosis. Also, my website is flourishhypnosis.com. You can / emotion code to find out more information about the emotion code. I have my YouTube channel, Flourish Hypnosis, Helena Jenikin. I'm all over the place.
That's great.
In a good way.
And your special, the Stop Smoking lady, because right now is a good time for people. I'm not big into, New Year's resolutions and things. I've always been a goal setter, so I don't have to just do things at January. But wouldn't now just be a great time to take Helena up on her offer in the stopsmokinglady.com site? And you've got a lot of clients coming in this week too, Helena?
I do. I actually have, I've helped already a lady stop smoking. She was a 2-pack a day smoker for 46 years. She was so happy. She left the office, left her cigarettes behind, and she was like, I feel free. This is great. This was easy. This was fun.
Yeah.
And then I've got someone coming in on Saturday as well. And he's also he's been a smoker for, I think, about 40 years.
Wow, that's amazing. And you're in. Yeah.
Oh, I was just going to say, his reason for becoming free is that he's alone. he doesn't have a relationship in his life, and he would like to have a woman in his life, and he would like to be smoke free
Ah,
because he would like he would also like his partner to be smoke free. So he's making the change first in his life to attract what he wants in his life.
oh, I love that. That's just great. And also, if they've smoked for that long, think of how much money they've spent
Oh,
on cigarettes, that so many things they could do now with that money. Start putting it away, cha-ching, 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 right? Because
well,
cigarettes are expensive.
he's going to be going on a cruise in about 6 months on a
Oh,
really nice cruise. He's already decided.
excellent. Oh, I love that. Add some, throw some law of attraction in there, and he'll be attracting. That's just great. Kelly Mae Glover says, "Good morning, morning, Kelly. We're going to be wrapping up pretty soon, but the recording's always there, and my YouTube channel is Empowered Women in Business. You can find me there, empoweredwomeninbusiness.com as well. So thanks so much for watching. We've got some great ideas for our shows next year, but I did do a post. If there's anything that you specifically like the Divas to talk about, just post it, or you could PM us privately, and we'll figure out whether or not that's a good topic for our viewers. But we're going to be talking a lot more to entrepreneurs, women who are like us, who have a business, and perhaps you are you provide healing, energy, that sort of thing. Those are the women that I have found typically, that I have coached, that are fabulous at their gift, whether it's emotion code, hypnosis, EFT that they offer, Psych-K, any number of healing modalities, Reiki as well, but they're not really very good at running the business part of it. And, we have these sacred gifts, and they are meant to be used and shared out there in the world. But yes, Helene and I do some things volunteer, absolutely. A lot of my animal Reiki is volunteer, but my other business, I want to attract the abundance, because I know that when people pay for something that they want, the intention is already set. So we've got really good kind of double whammy to the universe. Yes, somebody's ready to go, and yes, I'm ready to serve, and yes, I love for them to pay me. Absolutely.
It's important that the money is very important, because without being paid, the office rent doesn't get paid,
Yeah,
the
we
websites
can't
don't
conduct
get
our
paid.
business. Yeah.
Yeah, and you have to go back to getting a job.
And entrepreneurs don't like JOBs. They like to be their own boss. All right, then, that's our show for today. Again, thanks so much. Please share and tune in for next week. We will be here December 26th. Yeah, December 26th. So in the meantime, Merry Christmas if you celebrate that. Happy holidays if you're celebrating Hanukkah right now. Happy Hanukkah. And for whatever else you're celebrating. And, if you've chosen not to celebrate this year for whatever reason, that's fine too. Just, listen to what your body mind is telling you. All right, that's it for now. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.